Kim Kardashian and Kanye West are in the
Oh,
biggest divorce and feud of the century. Now, apparently, he is like slandering her all through social media, claiming that she is trying to like make him look bad and accuse him of all this toxicity and that he's trying to manipulate the children and things like that. He bought the house next to Kim because he claims that she has been refusing to let him see the children. The things that
Lord.
I researched is they're going through divorce custody. She has the children. He wants to see the children. She wants him to be supervised because of his mental health. What do
Mhm.
you think about, for one, children being used as pawns in relationships and in divorces, and for two, a person with mental health issues who still wants to be able to see their children unsupervised?
Well,
Dex, you want to go? Because you the parent here.
I mean, yeah. Well, listen, I will say I never agree with anyone using kids as pawns because that's especially nowadays. You get a lot of conversation about how a lot of dads don't want to be in their kids' lives, but then no one talks about the times where the dads do want to be in the kids' lives, but the mom is using the kids as a bargaining chip or a way to get income because of child support. Using kids as a pawn is a shitty thing to do because at the end of the day, the kid is the one that suffers. When that kid grows up feeling like their dad or their mom doesn't love them or want to see them or want to be around them, only to find out later on that, hey, we've been trying. It's the other person was kind of using you as leverage to get what they want. It scars them. They have this feeling of, why was I not good enough? Like that one episode of The Fresh Prince where Will was like, I don't know my dad, but why didn't he want me?
Why didn't he want me? I grew up with that. I completely grew up thinking, why did my father not want me? And then you grow up and you realize, that's their problem and not yours. But Kanye wants to be there. The real issue is his mental health. But what do you think, Precious?
Well, I do agree. You don't never use kids as pawns because they being pulled in both directions and they're so young, they don't understand why they're being pulled in so many directions. As far as his mental health, I get what she's saying, but also, Kim, girl, you've been knew about his mental health issues. And it was, I don't want to say it was beneficial because Kim been had the bad, but you get with Kanye, it's just more beneficial. So he been had these mental health issues. He been spazzing. We've seen him.
And you continue to have babies with this psycho. Well, he's not a psycho, but you continue to have babies with someone who
you continue
has
to
mental
have
health.
babies. You continue to let them grow your Skims brand. You continue to, build this legacy with this person because it was good for the optics. But now y'all separated going through and it's like his mental health, but it's been there. We seen him on a fake campaign trail rambling, talking out of his mind. Like, you don't even have to be well versed on mental health to know that something was going on.
Right.
When he was doing that, I remember the one campaign, he was making no sense. And he just broke down crying at the little campaign rally he was doing. Like, you could tell something not going on. And that's when she came out and said she been trying to get him on medication. Like, he's having a
50, but he got too much money. He can fight everything.
He could fight everything. So, I agree with the mental health, but I don't think it's fair that you want to pull that card right now because it's convenient. I don't like that. And then you put in the kids in it. If you genuinely concerned that he's unstable around your kids, I'm with you. Like, do what you need to do. But if he unstable now around your kids, that means he been unstable around your kids. So, you can't really have it both
ways.
Yeah.
What did you want to say, Dex? You seem like what you want to say?
I did. I agree with what she just said right there. Here's the thing. Having mental shortcomings does not necessarily make you a bad parent.
Right.
It doesn't mean that you're going to treat your kids any differently. And
okay, let me ask you this real quick. It doesn't make you a bad parent, but it does make you a dangerous parent.
Hold on. It might. If you up to this point have been showing tendencies of doing stuff like that. But if I've been a good father from day one and you knew I had mental issues and you left me alone with these kids before and you've gone your way,
you know what?
You can't now say, oh, well, now that we're not together, I feel like he's a danger. I wasn't a danger before.
Right.
I've been around these kids all of their lives. I've taken care of them. You've left me to go modeling. Now all of a sudden I ain't shit as a parent. That brings up some questions for me, in my
I
personal
think
opinion.
that her concern probably, because I think that she knows that he would never hurt the children. But I think that she's concerned of the influence he can give the children, and the influence can be dangerous. But what I do agree with, Dex, and what you said too, is it's too late for that. You shouldn't have babies with somebody. This is why you evaluate a person before you start reproducing with a person. You can't, like, you knew who he was, and ain't nothing you can do. He can provide financially, and he won't harm them. You don't like his personality. That's a personal vendetta that you have. They don't got nothing to do with how he can father. So I didn't really think about it like that until we had this conversation right now. And it's true, because he might be mentally unstable, and in ways of expressing himself in society and things going on in pop culture and things like that. But there has never been a history of him harming his kids. So
right. Exactly. And if I feel like if he want to be in his kid's life, divorce is hard enough. Not only are y'all divorcing in the public eye in front of everybody. Everybody got an opinion on y'all, your kids, how you parenting. So that's hard enough. Let that man see the kids.
So his argument now is that Kim has given North access to TikTok, and he doesn't think that she should be on social media. Now, I was torn with this, because this is the narcissism of him coming out. He can't control how, if you married a woman, you hate social media, you hate being in the public eye, but you married the superstar of the world. You know what I mean?
Queen of social media.
Right. You hate that.
Social media.
Right. You hate that, you don't trust his shenanigans, his antics, but you married this person that's mentally unstable. So I think it's a little bit ridiculous that he's ranting and rambling about TikTok and not wanting his daughter on TikTok. But this is what her mama do. And to be fair, she is North. This is what I researched. North has a cell phone. The TikTok account is on a separate cell phone that Kim has access to. Right. She only gets the cell phone when she has to ask her mom, can she have it? Can she post a video about this? Can she use it? It's not something that she can just do willy-nilly. It is a controlled environment.
Jacobis.
And he still don't like it. I think he just doesn't like it because of his narcissism and his control issues.
Listen, here's the thing with that. I'm not sure how deep into TikTok you've dive. The point is,
I don't know.
the point is, I have somehow, I don't know how, have been introduced to a side of TikTok that I never knew existed. TikTok be having some filth on it. Let me tell you. There's times where I'm like, man, I wouldn't want my kids on TikTok. Jesus Christ. Some of the stuff that you'll see on TikTok, there's no way to control it. And it's not even just like, don't get me wrong, there's a fair amount of a sexual air on there. But even without that, you also have, like you said, there's misogyny all over the place, there's misandry, there's racism. TikTok has no control over who gets to see what. And they push these things out to everyone. So I can kind of understand him saying, well, I don't want her on TikTok. But I do agree with you that, you know what, you got with someone who used social media as their platform to get where they are, and that's the entire family. And at some point, you're doing the same thing when it comes to your clothing line and everything. So you can't sit down and say, I don't want my daughter on. Like that's one of those do as I say, not as I do type situations.
Right. And I talked about this on my podcast. I'm so torn about it. Like, on one hand, I get it. I think kids should definitely put the phone down, go outside. I seen 2 little boys outside playing today. It just made my heart flutter because I ain't seen kids outside playing in a long time, like just running around playing. So I think kids definitely should, step outside social media, because it is a lot of adult things that I think she's 8 or something like that.
Yeah, 8 or 9.
Yeah, 8 or 9. So it's stuff that she shouldn't be exposed to. I get it. On the flip side of that, you give her a cell phone, you give her a tablet, you let her watch YouTube. Like, what?
I do think, though, that this is an interesting divorce in a parental situation, because he's a control maniac. Genius, musical genius, clothing genius, design genius, architectural genius. I think his brain is amazing and beautiful, but his personality is warped. You know what I mean? His personality is a little warped.
Yeah, and I think with Kim and North's situation, from my understanding, it's a joint account. So Kim has access 24 hours to this account. Right. It's not just North picking up the phone and TikTok. It's very controlled. Her use of TikTok, from what I can see, is really controlled. From what I was reading, I don't think people can DM her. It's just certain little settings they got. So I don't see a problem with it, but he is the dad. I think he should have some say so in it, but
an opinion. But he only gets say so in his household. When she come to your house, don't let her use TikTok. Okay. But when she come to my house,
she use it.
But if you're the parent, see, this is why I wanted you on this episode too, because you're the parent. So what would you think about that, Dad?
Right.
Well, hold on. See, and that's what I'm saying. I feel like at the end of the day, when it comes to parenting, it's very, very important that you both agree on certain things. You understand? Because when you set a standard of you could do this at your mom's house, but not at my house, that's already setting a bad standard, in my personal opinion. You understand?
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I agree. He absolutely
but they're not on good terms. So
I see, but that's the point. See, here's the problem with that. And I'm gonna say this flat out. A lot of parents have this thing where they think about, oh, when it comes to deciding our kids' futures and what they do, it's about our relationship. I don't have to like you as a person for us to be able to be civil enough to take care of our children. You understand? We can hate each other.
Kanye is the one going into social media and using social media to discredit, slander, and make Kim look bad. Kim is not going out there saying negative things about Kanye. She's going out there saying, I wish he would stop this because he doesn't realize how it's affecting our children, that you want to talk negatively about me as their mother.
Have you ever thought maybe the reason Kanye has an issue with his daughter being on like TikTok and social media is because of kind of the way he sees his wife the ex-wife had got started? Because I mean, let's be perfectly honest, a lot of her fame came from a certain tape that was on social media that we all watched a bunch of times.
But I could understand as a father, you don't want her to go down this road that she's so addicted to social media, she starts doing ridiculous things.
Right.
So I get that. It is other ways to do it without discrediting and slandering and hurting each other. You know what I mean? And he is the one who, well, if I don't get what I want, now I'm going to act like a baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he has sat down and he has his reasons why he don't want her TikTok. It could be like you said, he don't want her to do crazy things on the internet. Her mom could have the way her mom got started and all that. But from where I'm sitting, it looks like more control, kind of. It really don't even look like he got a real issue with her. It's just kind of one other thing to get at Kim. Right. From what I'm looking at, because it's been all public and a lot of slander. He could have his reasons, but he didn't really list no reasons. It all just kind of look at another like jab at Kim and her parenting.
Right. Kind of just like a petty, hey, you said this, so I'm gonna go against you just because. I mean, because he did go against Pete Davidson. He made a song or something.
Right.
Something about it.
Right. He just mad that he ain't getting what he wants, so he acting like a baby. Okay. So with all this being said,